Alright, so next morning, come down and here in the tall bake, as this one's called, we've got the tall bake, because it's the tall one, in case anybody was wondering. The high bake, because it's up high. And this was the small bake, but the labels come off it. You can see the labels. But yeah, this is, whoa, you can smell the camphor as soon as you open that up. I need smell-o-vision, but hey, we don't have it. So up in there, oh, you can see. Here we go. Have a nice look at that. So in the light there, I can see hardly any bubbles. There's no bubbles. I can't see any bubbles at all. I can see, whoop, a bit close to you guys, a lot of the grain feature. So it's soaked right into that grain, and around the top here, don't know if you can pick that up or not. Oh yeah, in the light there a little bit. You can see the grain feature coming through there as we come around. It hits that one there, it sort of smooths off a lot more. So that's worked quite well inside. That's a very thin coat on the bottom, so we'll get another coat later on. But next thing will be to do same thing again, all the way around the outside, and try not to get too much on the bottom. Yet again, a very thin coat on the bottom, because the bottom pour will, if it needs it. If it doesn't, then don't worry about the inside. If you get two coats on the bottom and it's comes out pretty good, then you don't have to do a bottom pour. That saves you a step. But quite often I do an extra bottom pour just to make sure it's well and truly sealed down the bottom there. And then after it's had that coat put on there, that'll be a matter of taking this one, the tannin, off at the bottom here, through here, and doing what you saw me do with my cup in the other video, which is upside down, pour it on, let it soak in, put it away, bring it back out, and do it again, because being an end grain, it's definitely going to soak it in. So going from that style of wood, all holy and shiny, to that style. This is a very nice looking cup. Loving that grain. Looks like a little face up in there. Almost lost in the camera, it almost looks like a sloth face or something like that, but hey, we'll see. We'll see what people think. But that I am very happy with for a first coat. As I say, you don't get too pedantic about the finish on your first coat. I mean, you want it good, really, as good as possible. But if there's a few blemishes here and there, the second coat's going to fill it over. If there's a lot of bubbles or raised edges, I can see a couple of little bubbles on this darker point here. Try not to touch it too much. I'll wipe it with alcohol later, but you can put it back on the lathe and just give it a buff over with a wire wool, or even just a buff cloth, just to take them top edges off, and then put your next coat on and try with that one to be as perfect as possible. Try not to get any bubbles or anything like that in it, and if there are, they normally pop off pretty easy, because this coat here should have sealed that wood completely now. So should be no chances of any bubbles coming through, unless if you missed a little spot or something like that. But this one's looking pretty good. Quite happy with it. So I won't bore you with another rubbing of the resin all over this one here. So yeah, just thought show you the next stage of what it looks like once it's dry. So that's only been close to 24 hours sitting there. So realistically, this stuff takes 3 days to cure properly. No, sorry, 3 days to set, not cure, and about 7 days to cure properly. So at the moment, that's still doing its thing. So I'll leave it for a little bit longer, another couple of hours maybe, and then do another coat over it. But yeah, there you go. Cheers.